This is xNarrator. Here is what X is talking about today, Monday, March 16th, 2026. First up, Tucker Carlson says the CIA is coming for him. The journalist and former Fox News host claims the agency read his private text messages and is preparing a criminal referral to the Department of Justice. The charge, allegedly violating the Foreign Agents Registration Act for communicating with Iranian contacts before the U.S.-Iran war. Tucker denies being a foreign agent, and no formal charges have been filed. Meanwhile, Senator Ted Cruz is demanding Tucker be investigated. Here's what people on X are saying. User @IceAfri writes,
Tucker Carlson says CIA is coming for him. The journalist announces the government is preparing criminal referral against him for talking to Iranian leaders before the war began. I am not an agent of a foreign power. Unlike a lot of people commenting on U.S. politics and global affairs, I have only one loyalty, and that is the U.S., he said.
User @AllSides now writes,
Tucker Carlson, on the right, has claimed that the CIA is spying on him and preparing a criminal referral for the Department of Justice, though the White House has reportedly denied the claim.
User @UconEvents breaks it down.
Tucker Carlson alleges the CIA accessed his text messages with Iranian contacts before the U.S.-Iran war and is preparing a Foreign Agents Registration Act case against him, though he provides no evidence and denies any foreign ties. The claim follows Carlson's public criticism of the war as disgusting and evil, prompting the president to disavow him as not MAGA, amid heightened scrutiny of conservative voices on foreign policy. Media coverage spans outlets like Newsweek and New York Post, while reactions on X range from supporter defenses against deep state targeting to accusations of Carlson as a Russian or Iranian shill, reflecting polarized views on U.S. intelligence actions.
User @TroySeer sees it as an attack on free speech.
Quite a stunning attack on free speech, clearly designed for fear and intimidation, not just of Tucker Carlson, but for regular people who have the audacity to question U.S. foreign policy, genocides, undue foreign influence.
April Color writes,
It reads like a high-stakes espionage thriller. Tucker Carlson claims the CIA has combed through his private texts with contacts in Iran and is preparing a criminal referral, allegedly trying to frame him as a foreign agent.
User @Root I8 Despotus pushes back.
No formal charges have been announced against Tucker. Iran's strikes were based on intelligence and military planning, not on gossip. It is true that Carlson claims a CIA criminal referral is incoming for FARA violations tied to his Iran contacts.
Now the Ted Cruz angle. Cruz is demanding Tucker be investigated for ties to foreign money. User @OccupyWar writes,
Anti-Semitism is a gateway to anti-capitalism and anti-Americanism. That is Ted Cruz, the Zodiac Killer. This dyed-in-the-wool Zionist who proclaims daily his whole mission in Congress is devoted to Israel, wants Tucker Carlson investigated for treason.
User @Chris Harris writes,
Ted Cruz is one of the dumbest members of Congress.
User @Myrna Lim writes,
Ted Cruz should resign from Congress. If he represents Israel, he should do it on his own time and not be paid by the poor American taxpayers.
And user @Brian Hudson notes,
Ted Cruz hits the panic button. We could lose both houses of Congress. Mark my words, we are going to see historic turnout.
Next, China just approved the world's first implantable brain-computer interface for commercial use. The device, called NEO, is designed for paralysis patients and has already been used in 36 clinical procedures. Every patient showed improvement. This is a direct challenge to Elon Musk's Neuralink. People's Daily China writes,
China's National Medical Products Administration on Friday approved the registration application for an implantable brain-computer interface for hand motor augmentation, marking the world's first market launch of an invasive BCI medical device. Dubbed NEO, the equipment is intended for patients aged 18 to 60 who suffer from quadriplegia caused by cervical spinal cord injuries and are unable to perform grasping movements with their fingers. So far, the device has been used in 36 clinical procedures, including 4 feasibility trials and 32 multicenter clinical trials, with all participating patients experiencing varying degrees of improvement in grasping function and some exhibiting signs of neural remodeling and regaining certain neural functions.
Fudan University writes,
China makes history. The world's first implantable brain-computer interface medical device has been approved for market. Developed in Shanghai and clinically led by Fudan University Huashan Hospital, the NEO system offers new hope for paralysis patients.
CGTN Frontline breaks down how it works.
A coin-sized implant collects and decodes brain signals in real time. Brain signals allow patients to control a pneumatic glove, enabling actions such as grasping objects, picking up items, and drinking water. It uses an epidural implantation approach, avoiding direct damage to brain tissue. A wireless power supply and communication design allows long-term use after a single implantation. Patients can operate the system independently at home about 1 month after surgery.
Bridging News shares a powerful detail.
One patient who had not moved his hands for years now writes, "Thank you," with his own handwriting. Clinical trials are showing 100% grasping improvement.
China Focus adds more context.
China has approved the world's first market launch of an invasive, implantable brain-computer interface for hand motor augmentation, developed by Neuracle Technology. Shanghai, enabling quadriplegic patients to control a pneumatic glove and perform grasping movements through brain signals. The coin-sized device uses an epidural implantation approach, supports long-term wireless use at home, and has shown promising clinical results in 36 procedures, marking a major milestone for BCI technology and Shanghai's emerging neurotech industry.
And Perspective News frames the bigger picture.
China approves first implantable brain-computer interface, competing with Neuralink.
Now to crypto. Bitcoin has reclaimed $74,000, up about 10% on the week. Ethereum is up 7%. Solana above $93. And institutional money is pouring in. Spot crypto ETF inflows hit $939 million last week. Bitcoin alone pulled in $767 million. Janie, the whale skull, with the daily market report.
Geopolitics heavy. Dubai airport hit extremely. Strait of Hormuz, tensions keep oil above $100, while gold sits near 4,990. Capital rotating into crypto. Bitcoin, 73,500, about 10% up on the week. Strong ETF inflows. Dominance, around 56%. Ethereum, 2,250. Ethereum Foundation sold 5,000 ETH over the counter to Bitmine. Staking rising, reducing sell pressure. Solana 93, pushing again toward 100. Memes waking up. Dogecoin at 10 cents. Hype at $38, up about 26% on the week. One of the strongest charts in crypto. AI narrative strong. Bitcoin at 275, leading again.
Generational Wealth writes,
Bitcoin just broke 74,000. Ethereum up 7%. Solana above 93. Altcoins ripping across the board. Meanwhile, $300 million short squeeze. 5-day Bitcoin ETF inflow streak. SEC plus CFTC coordination. Extreme fear while prices rise. Momentum may be shifting.
Piotr and Markets breaks down the ETF numbers.
Crypto ETF flows update last week. Bitcoin plus 767 million. Ethereum plus 160 million. Solana plus 10.7 million. XRP minus 28 million. institutions piling into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Total net inflows approximately 939 million. Bullish signal amid market recovery.
Jolipe adds more color.
Bitcoin topped 74,000 briefly, up 2 to 3%, driving rallies in Ether, up 6%, Solana, up 5%, and others amid oil easing and Trump comments on Iran talks. Bitcoin around 72,800 in relief bounce from ETF inflows. Potential 1 billion plus short squeeze if Bitcoin rises 3,000 more. Regulatory alpha, U.S. Clarity Act advancing for clearer SEC and CFTC roles. Top buys, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana for next bull run.
And Bittrue sums up the sentiment.
Bitcoin has reclaimed 74,000, up about 3% in the past 24 hours and about 10% over the week, fueled by ETF inflows and short liquidations. With the total crypto market cap approaching 2.5 trillion, altcoins are on the move. Ethereum up 7% daily, trading around 2,060. Solana up 5 to 6%, reaching 93. Sentiment is rebounding from extreme fear as macro pressures ease. This resilient bounce from March lows of 63,000 signals growing confidence in a sustained upside, though volatility may still increase near 75,000 resistance.
Next, the prediction market wars have a winner, and it is not who you think. Kalshi just hit $110 million in monthly revenue, crushing Polymarket with 90% market share. And now, Coinbase has launched prediction markets in all 50 states through a Kalshi partnership. Predictive Money lays out the numbers.
The prediction market wars are over, and the winner is not who you think. Everyone talks about Polymarket, but look at the actual revenue data from March 2026. Kalshi, 110 million. Polymarket, 4.26 million. Crypto.com, 4.17 million. Why is Kalshi generating 26 times the revenue of its first-mover competitor? While Polymarket pioneered the tech, Kalshi spent years winning the legal battle with the CFTC. Result? They are the only legal gateway for U.S. institutional capital. When Wall Street wants to hedge macro risks, they don't use a VPN, they use Kalshi. Why? The takeaway: being first to market is great, but being first to regulate is where the real money is. The prediction supercycle is just beginning.
John Thompson shares the Coinbase news.
Coinbase prediction market. Coinbase officially launched regulated prediction markets to all 50 U.S. states in partnership with Kalshi. Users can trade yes or no contracts on events like politics, sports, and economics.
Siswati Basi reports on the regulatory pushback.
Kalshi challenges Arizona regulators, seeks injunction over prediction market crackdown.
And Micah Markets looks at the competitive landscape.
Prediction markets are evolving fast in 2026, and so are your options. We broke down the top 10 Polymarket and Kalshi alternatives for prediction market traders in 2026. The strengths, the trade-offs, and who each platform is best for.
Finally, AI coding agents. Everyone says they are the future, but a new benchmark reveals they are struggling with long-term code maintenance. The gap between passing a test and shipping to production is where all the real value lives. David Lee at Swells writes,
AI coding benchmarks keep going up. Merge rates have not moved in a year. The gap between passes the test and ships to production is where all the value lives. Build for the gap, not the benchmark.
Redwork makes a bold prediction.
Everyone is worried. I will replace devs. Wrong layer. Coding needs context, creativity, weird edge cases. coordination, prioritization, status updates. That is just memory plus attention. LLM agents are very good at memory plus attention. Engineering managers are next, not engineers.
Shyamul Konwa shares a different take.
An LLM parsing your codebase is a junior dev. An LLM reasoning over a live ontology graph of your revenue, products, and infrastructure is a CTO. We stopped building an AI coding assistant a month ago, rewrote the kernel to run on an 8-node business ontology. Our agents do not just write code anymore, they manipulate company state.
And Shin0221 shares the dev news of the day.
Dev news today. 1. Claude 4.6 removed prefilling. Production agents hitting 400 errors. Day 1. 2. JetBrains. Juni CLI hits beta. LLM agnostic coding agent with bring your own key plus Claude code migration. 3. Baidu DuckClaw. Run OpenClaw. AI agents in browser, zero setup needed.
Smith, writing in Chinese, summarizes research showing that about half of AI-generated code that passes benchmarks gets rejected by human maintainers.
Research from METR shows that on SWE-bench, about half of the AI code that passes tests gets rejected by maintainers. Benchmarks only check if tests pass, not code quality or repository standards. Scores are inflating. Score improvements are outpacing actual usability. AI coding is useful, but do not take benchmarks at face value. Code review cannot be skipped.
That is it for today. 5 stories. Tucker Carlson versus the CIA, China's brain implant breakthrough, Bitcoin's $74,000 comeback, Kalshi's prediction market dominance, and the reality check on AI coding agents. This has been Today on X for Monday, March 16th, 2026. See you tomorrow.